Hey everybody, welcome back to another trading recap video. So today is Wednesday the 28th, and I'm going to finish the day down $76.50 on stock BIAF. Now this one today I took 4 trades on, I took 5 trades on it actually, and all of them ended up being red trades. But the thing is 4 of them I was confident were green trades, but my entry fills were absolutely terrible. Now this thing, it's been in play before. It's a recent IPO stock. I've traded it several times, and the days that I've traded it, I've usually done pretty well. And I had the feeling today that today shouldn't have been any different, but the difference really was my fills. Now coming into today, yesterday we had stock ATXI that provided some really nice opportunity, and the action on it was pretty clean. As far as micro pullbacks were getting bought up really nicely, breakouts are pretty strong, stuff like that. So coming into today, when BIAF made this red to green here, I missed it on the gap and go. I didn't get an entry down here, and I thought about it. This was something that I've been wanting to get a little bit better at, is trying to anticipate the red to green move. So look right here, I'm looking at the 15-second chart. So this is within about a minute right here. But I don't think this was a leading gapper this morning, but it was up a good 30-40%. And as far as charting goes, pre-market, it was one of the cleaner looking charts. This is the 1 minute chart over here. So yeah, you can see, it held pretty high. The pullbacks got bought up, another leg up, and it held up. So, it looked pretty good. And then, like I said here, I missed the red to green. And then straight away, my very first trade on this thing, the fill was like, I couldn't believe it. So there's a couple of moments that I'm going to bring over from the live stream, look at what I maybe could have done a little bit differently, and just point out some of the spots that I was, kind of questioning my fills on. But my very first trade on it was right here in this candle. So I missed the gap and go setup on this thing. Like I said, I didn't get the entry here, and then it curled back up. And when this candle was really strong here, I bought the first pullback right into pre-market highs. So we broke out to 80. The high of this candle was 81. So again, 15-second. So we broke out to 81, pulled back to 70. It was roughly 72, the high of pre-market. It's pretty much where it pulled back to, where I hit the buy button. It went back up to retest 80. I hit the sell at like 78, which is where I got filled. But my entry fill was at 380. So right away I'm like, wait, what the heck just happened there? I bought the pullback. When I hit the buy button, the ask was like 72, maybe 73. Maybe 74, but certainly nowhere close to 80. So even, and that's on the ask side. So I don't know why it would have filled me so high. So right away, the first trade on this thing, the fills were really bad, and I was, kind of like, what the heck? But the one thing that I did do good was, starting into my first trades today, I took smaller share size. And then in hindsight, I really should have done down my share size back to what I was doing after my first trade. So my first trade, I only took 200 shares on this stock. Usually a stock price between $3 and $4. I'll take anywhere from 500 to maybe 1,000 right now, depending how aggressive I want to be. But in this case, I took 200, so half of my usual minimum entry. But I was kind of trying to get things rolling here. We didn't want to be too aggressive on my very first trade, which I usually don't like to do, especially because this was in the first minute of the day, and it can get a little bit sketchy. So anyway, yeah, I only took 200 shares, and I got that really bad fill. So immediately that should have been a red flag, and it was, but I didn't want to let this thing go because the action looked so clean on it. The next trade was right here, and I get butchered. But this time I went up to 500 shares. Like, okay, this thing's going to be strong. I'm going to go up to share size because I don't want to be, just kind of messing around with this thing, because especially looking at yesterday, the action that we had in ATXI, was when this thing started moving, it was kind of familiar to that, where the micro pullbacks were getting bought up nicely. The action was just pretty clean. So I wanted to capitalize, and that's why I went up to 500 shares. And then this pullback right here, I hit the buy button when it was like the bid was maybe 86, buy 88 on the ask. And then we get the retest of highs here, and I sell, and it ends up being another losing trade. And then my fill again was like right here at like $4 or something ridiculous. It filled me like 10 cents high. After that trade, I was getting a little bit frustrated. So I'm watching this thing break out, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to trade this thing anymore. And then, yeah, I'm going to bring over one area from the live stream just to give you a little bit of an example of what I was talking about with the fills. Oh, and there's me getting a little frustrated. Thing is, though, you can't let anything tilt you. You really have to stay as emotionally centered as possible because some things like bad fills, and that's something for me that's difficult because it feels like it's I'm getting robbed. It's not my fault. Like I'm hitting the buy button at the right time. It's just not filling me right. And every once in a while, I'll seem to have a day or a stock that seems to be kind of like that. But this was particularly bad. So let's just look at this one here really quick. So this was one setup that I could have capitalized better on. If I'm looking right here at the 15-second chart, something I wanted to realize I'm telling myself is I want to try taking this setup with a 15-second where we make a push, it bases out, and this is front side of the move. So this is the first few minutes of the day yet. And that's a key thing too. Is this setup isn't really a setup that I wanted to take during consolidation or maybe trying to make the next leg up. It's front side of the move. So I should have bought the flat top breakout on this 15-second here over 90. I missed that. Then we reclaim highs in a strong way, and the micro pullbacks, like I said, we're getting bought up nicely, and that's where I was trying to take most of my trades on it. So look at this one. So I missed the bottom of the pullback right there at 401. You can see on the ask right now 401 by 402. I punch it there. So if I pause it, right where I punched it, the bid was 405, ask was 406. Maybe, it was a second, late. So maybe say right there, no, right. So you can see on the time and sales, well, it's probably too small if you're on any other platform except for a monitor, maybe TV. But it's 405 coming through on the time and sales, right? And bid is 401 by 43. Quickly jumps up to 05 by 06. So I'm like, okay. Then we get that push into highs, and I sell there into all this green at 413 on the ask by 411. And then immediately I go look at my trade, and my fill was 413. So let's just go back really quickly. Now you tell me, how was my fill 413? It didn't even make it up to 413 on this move. It went to 410. I pulled back. I hit the buy button, retest of highs, and that's where I hit the sell. It's, so from the point that I hit the buy button, it's like a full 2 seconds before the price even gets to 413. Buy button. Yeah, I mean, it's like a full second and a half. So that was some really bad delay that I'm not very used to having. So going forward, I'll have to consider that. Obviously that's one risk that you inherently take with with going through a free commission broker is, you're not paying for direct access routing. So, it is what it is at the end of the day. And I let myself get a little bit too frustrated on it, but it should have been a green day. And the 3 trades that I had on it that I thought were green trades or should have been green trades were small red, and they all kind of stacked up, and that's why I'm down $76.50 in the day. So the rest of the afternoon, I was just kind of sketching on the stock, and after this first move here of about 15-20%, the rest of the action was not that good. You can see we had some really big engulfing red candles. We had these topping tails. We have a false breakout over this flat top. It just it was tough, and you can see all these big red engulfing candles here. So certainly wasn't as good of a momentum stock as ATXI was yesterday. It just seemed a little bit more hesitant. But when when it was first trading, it really did look good, and I'm a bit upset that I couldn't have capitalized a little bit better on that move. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna call it here. Like I said, I'm down $76 in the day. I'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get some better fills. But you know what? It's adapt and move on. So live and learn, see what else I can do. But that's going to wrap it up for me. Everybody have a good day, trade safe, and later.